How to hug like a pro. Make her think about you all day long. Old Stoic wisdom. In every meaningful relationship, there comes a moment when a hug transcends words, becoming a silent language all its own. A hug isn't merely a physical act, it's an unspoken dialogue, a bridge that connects two souls willing to meet beyond surface-level interaction. It speaks through the heart, the body, and the subtle energy exchanged in that brief, powerful embrace. Yet, too often, men miss these quiet signals. Despite good intentions, many fail to grasp what a hug truly conveys, letting precious moments of connection slip away amid the distractions of daily life. Imagine if you could change that. What if you could master the art of hugging so skillfully that she's left thinking about you long after you part? What if your embrace communicated something far deeper than affection, making her feel truly seen, understood, and cherished in just a few seconds? The key isn't in force or desperation. It's not about trying too hard or appearing overeager. True mastery lies in emotional control, being fully present, and tuning into the subtle cues a hug offers. Because in that simple gesture lies the power to open a doorway to something far greater. By understanding the psychology beneath the surface, you can transform your interactions and build a bond that goes beyond superficial attraction. Real attraction isn't just about what you say, it's about how you make her feel. And the way you hold her physically and emotionally speaks volumes. How to hug like a pro. In the realm of human connection, mastering the art of the hug is an essential step toward making her think about you all day long, rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom and timeless truths about touch. Before words ever formed, touch was our first language, the silent communicator between a parent and child, a caregiver and a loved one, a primal exchange that still resonates deeply within us. A hug is never just a physical act, it is a profound transfer of energy, a nuanced dance where every detail matters, the warmth that radiates, the pressure applied, the length of the embrace, the way your body aligns with hers, and the responsiveness to her subtle cues. These elements combine to create an emotional landscape, a wordless conversation capable of conveying 1,000 feelings in mere seconds. Reflect on the last time you were hugged. Was it tender and comforting, or rushed and distant? Did you feel truly seen, or was it an empty gesture? The quality of a hug reveals volumes about intention and connection, and for a woman, these details are often noticed more acutely than men might realize. When she initiates a hug, she is not merely saying, "I like you," or "I'm glad to see you." She is expressing a desire to feel close, to bridge the space between you emotionally. Your response in that moment, whether confident, present, or withdrawn, sets the tone for what follows and silently speaks to her about your availability and emotional depth. You've likely experienced the uncomfortable feeling of a disconnected hug, two bodies close but emotionally distant, separated by an invisible gap. But when you experience a deep, genuine embrace, it is unmistakable. A warm, safe, and intimate exchange where presence, heart, and energy meld in a meaningful, transcendent moment. Such hugs create lasting impressions, lingering in the mind and stirring emotions long after the physical contact ends. It's important to understand that not all hugs are created equal, and women often communicate different messages through various types of hugs. Recognizing these distinctions and mastering your response to each is key to deepening your connection and becoming the man who makes her think about you throughout her day. Consider the most casual type, the light, quick hug often shared among friends. This hug is about warmth and comfort without romantic undertones. If she offers this gesture, don't misinterpret it as disinterest. Instead, see it as an invitation to build rapport gradually. Your response here can transform a simple gesture into the foundation of something more meaningful. Hold the hug just a moment longer than expected. Remain present and calm, and you signal that you value the connection without rushing it. This gentle patience allows trust to grow naturally and paves the way for deeper intimacy. Then there is the more substantial hug, longer, firmer, a clear sign of comfort and familiarity. though not yet an emotional surrender. When she embraces you this way, she feels at ease with you but hasn't fully opened her heart. This is a pivotal moment where your reaction can encourage further emotional closeness or signal a retreat. Resist the urge to pull away too soon. Instead, extend the embrace slightly beyond her expectation and observe her response. Does she smile, relax further, or linger? These subtle clues speak volumes about her comfort and potential attraction. Mirroring her body language, maintaining gentle eye contact, and staying relaxed demonstrates that you are emotionally present and engaged, not just physically there, but truly attentive. This intentionality, drawn from ancient Stoic wisdom that values presence and self-awareness, turns a simple hug into a powerful moment of connection. Marcus Aurelius once reflected that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, and similarly, the quality of your embrace reflects the depth of your intention and presence. Now this is where the art of hugging begins to unfold into something truly profound. A lingering hug, one that stretches just a moment longer than expected, carries a powerful, unspoken message. It speaks volumes about the connection between two people, signaling more than mere politeness or routine affection. It quietly says, "I trust you. I want to feel close to you." When a woman holds you in her arms longer than usual, her body naturally relaxes, and you can sense the warmth spreading between you both. This subtle invitation to deepen the connection is a rare and precious moment, a doorway into emotional intimacy that many overlook in the rush of modern life. In today's fast-paced world, where genuine human connection often feels fleeting or superficial, mastering the ability to savor and reciprocate such moments sets you apart, showing a depth of presence and emotional intelligence that is rare and attractive. Instead of hastily pulling away, match her energy gently and thoughtfully. If she lingers, you linger too. Mirror her embrace with a light touch on her back or a gentle squeeze, letting your actions speak the silent language of comfort and trust. It's these small, seemingly simple gestures that weave the fabric of emotional closeness, creating an unspoken bond that can quietly grow into something lasting and meaningful. When you learn to let the hug breathe, to hold space for that connection, you unlock the potential for a deeper and more authentic relationship. Among all the types of hugs, the most powerful and transformative is the one where she completely leans into you, pressing her body against yours, her head resting softly on your shoulder or neck. This kind of embrace transcends physical contact. It's a sacred moment of emotional surrender and trust, a vivid sign she feels safe, connected, and genuinely attracted to you. In such an embrace, she is not just sharing space, but opening herself emotionally in a vulnerable way, inviting you to meet her there. Your response in this intimate moment matters profoundly. Don't pull away or break the spell. Instead, lean into her presence with quiet confidence, letting the stillness between you linger. This shows that you are emotionally available and unafraid of intimacy, qualities that resonate deeply in today's world where true emotional openness is often feared or misunderstood. If she tightens her grip or inclines her head closer, these subtle cues reveal her readiness for a more profound connection. And this is your moment to rise, to demonstrate that you can be a steady, grounding force in her life. Such moments are transformative, not just because of the physical closeness, but because they imprint themselves on her heart, lingering in her thoughts long after you part ways, quietly making her wonder about you and the potential you represent. At the core of mastering the hug lies emotional awareness, the ability to tune into the silent language that the hug conveys. Hugs are never just physical acts. They are rich, emotional expressions that reveal much about a person's state of mind, their comfort level, and the kind of relationship they seek. The way she embraces you offers insight into her feelings, and the split-second choice you make in response can either open a door or close it. Contrary to outdated stereotypes, women are deeply intuitive when it comes to emotional connection. They pick up on the tiniest details, the subtle shifts in pressure, the timing, the warmth, and the energy exchanged. Though a hug may seem simple on the surface, every second and every movement is loaded with meaning. In those silent exchanges, emotional connections either blossom or fade away. Understanding this is key because a hug can be one of the most potent tools for fostering attraction, building trust, and nurturing growth within a relationship. But it requires more than just wrapping your arms around someone. It demands sensitivity to the energy flowing between you, a kind of emotional dance that speaks without words. When you master this, you make a woman feel truly seen, heard, and valued in ways that go far beyond mere conversation, forging a lasting emotional imprint that echoes in her heart long after you part. Now, having explored the subtle nuances of different types of hugs and the language they communicate, it's crucial to delve deeper into the emotional intelligence that elevates a simple embrace into a transformative experience. The physical act of holding someone is just one piece of the puzzle. What truly makes a hug memorable and impactful is your emotional presence, your ability to be fully tuned into her feelings, to your own emotions, and the connection you share. A hug is never just about the external gesture. It reflects the internal state of both participants. If you approach it with anxiety, distraction, or uncertainty, she will sense that and respond accordingly, often with hesitation or distance. On the other hand, if you are grounded, calm, and confident, fully present in the moment, that energy radiates outward and deepens the connection. The power of touch is not merely physical, but is amplified exponentially when combined with emotional clarity and authenticity. In the context of modern life, where many struggle to stay present amid distractions and emotional noise, learning to be fully engaged in these moments becomes an extraordinary skill. It means quieting your mind, dropping your defenses, and offering your full attention and warmth, thereby transforming a simple hug into an encounter that touches the soul. This ancient wisdom about the hug, rooted in Stoicism and timeless human truths, reminds us that presence is the greatest gift we can offer another person. In a world dominated by fleeting digital interactions and surface-level connections, a genuine, lingering hug is a profound way to communicate care, trust, and emotional availability. The mastery of hugging like a pro is not about technique alone. It's about cultivating emotional sensitivity and learning to read the subtle cues that guide human connection. It calls on you to slow down, to listen with your body as much as your mind, and to respond with warmth and intention. When you embody this practice, you create moments that do not just pass, but stay with her, sparking thoughts of you throughout her day, subtly building a sense of longing and appreciation that words often fail to capture. By embracing this wisdom, you enrich not only your relationships, but also your own capacity for empathy, patience, and genuine intimacy, qualities that age like fine wine and only grow more valuable as you mature. So, the next time you find yourself in her arms, remember that a hug is more than a routine gesture. It's a dynamic, living conversation between two souls, a dance of energy and emotion that can either wither or flourish, depending on your awareness and presence. Embrace the moment fully, let your confidence shine through, and allow the hug to unfold naturally without rushing to the end. In doing so, you not only make her think about you all day long, but also build a foundation of trust and emotional richness that can withstand the tests of time. This truly is the essence of hugging like a pro, the subtle mastery of presence, emotional attunement, and deep human connection that transforms a simple embrace into a lasting memory. At the same time, you must also stay present with your own feelings. Are you nervous? Are you holding on to past fears or insecurities? Do you feel confident in your own skin? Or are you worried about how she might perceive you? Your emotional state will inevitably shape the quality of the connection you create. When you learn to tune into your emotions, you begin to move through life with a new level of self-awareness. You start to recognize when you're retreating emotionally, when you're closing yourself off, and when you're fully present, fully engaged. The more present you are in your own emotions, the more deeply you'll be able to connect with others, particularly in intimate moments like a hug. This is the essence of emotional mastery, not suppressing or ignoring your emotions, but understanding them and using that understanding to guide your interactions. Now, let's talk about vulnerability. It's a word that many people shy away from, especially in the realm of dating and relationships. The idea of being vulnerable, of letting someone see your true self, can feel uncomfortable. But vulnerability is where true connection happens. Without vulnerability, there can be no real intimacy, no real emotional bond. A hug, particularly an intimate one, is one of the most vulnerable actions you can take. You are physically open, allowing someone into your personal space. But emotional vulnerability goes deeper than that. It's about allowing yourself to feel the moment without rushing to hide behind a mask of confidence or strength. It's about letting her see that you're not afraid to be open, to let down your guard, and to embrace the connection fully. When you embrace vulnerability in your hugs, you're giving her permission to do the same. You're saying, "It's okay to be yourself. I'm here with you." In that moment, you're inviting her into a space where emotional intimacy can flourish. And when emotional intimacy blossoms, attraction deepens. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's courage. It takes strength to open up emotionally and share a part of yourself with another person. And when you do, you create a deeper connection that goes far beyond the surface-level interactions most people experience in their relationships. A vulnerable hug is one that makes her feel truly seen. It's the kind of hug that sticks with her long after you've parted. It's the kind of hug that will make her think about you all day long, wondering how it felt to be held so tenderly, so genuinely. So how do you create emotional resonance in your hugs? How do you make sure that the connection you form is not only deep but lasting? It all comes down to intention. When you hug a woman, you must be intentional about the energy you're sending. A hug is an opportunity to create an emotional experience for both of you, to create a moment that resonates and lingers in her mind. Intentionality in your hugs means being aware of the energy you bring to the moment. It's about being present with her without distraction or hesitation. It's about knowing that your hug is a chance to send her a message, one that goes beyond words. Your embrace can communicate warmth, safety, trust, and affection. But if you're not intentional about the energy you bring, you risk the hug feeling hollow, disconnected, or rushed. You don't want her to feel like she's just one of many people you hug. You want her to feel like she matters, that this moment is special. To create emotional resonance, you must connect to the feeling you want to leave her with. Do you want her to feel cared for, safe, desired? You can use the pressure of your embrace, the warmth of your touch, and the calmness of your presence to send these messages without saying a word. The more intentional you are, the more you'll be able to create an emotional experience that sticks with her long after the hug ends. One of the most important elements of a great hug is knowing when to let go. It's often in the moment of release, when you pull away from each other, that the emotional impact of the hug either solidifies or falters. The way you let go can either enhance the connection you've just created, or it can leave the moment feeling unfinished. If you pull away too quickly, it can feel abrupt, like you're rushing to get out of the moment. But if you hold on too long, you risk creating discomfort. The key is to pay attention to her energy. Does she linger after the hug? Or is she ready to pull away? Does she make eye contact with you? Or does she look down or away? These small cues can tell you when it's time to let go, and how to do it in a way that leaves her feeling satisfied and emotionally fulfilled. The art of letting go is about balancing the emotional tension between the two of you. You want to leave her wanting more without overstaying your welcome. This is what makes a hug linger in her mind when it feels complete, yet leaves room for the connection to grow. It's a delicate dance, one that requires emotional intelligence, presence, and the ability to read the moment. At the end of the day, hugging isn't about perfection. It's about being present. It's about showing up emotionally, fully engaged, and willing to be vulnerable. When you learn to hug with intention, when you embrace the opportunity to create emotional resonance, you'll find that your connection with women will deepen in ways you never thought possible. The true power of a hug lies not just in the physical act, but in the energy you bring to it. When you hug with confidence, vulnerability, and emotional clarity, you leave a lasting impression that goes far beyond the physical. It's a connection that stays with her, lingers in her heart, and makes her think about you long after you've walked away. Mastering the art of the hug is not just about learning to embrace in a way that makes her think about you all day long. It's about becoming the type of person who can show up fully, emotionally available, and present in every moment of connection. And when you can do that, you'll not only make her think about you, but you'll also become the type of person who is truly capable of creating meaningful, lasting relationships built on trust, emotional intimacy, and mutual understanding. The art of hugging a girl. Hugging a girl, especially one you care about, is an art that combines sensitivity, timing, and genuine emotion to create a lasting impression that lingers in her thoughts all day long. It's understandable that many men feel nervous about how to approach this seemingly simple act without crossing boundaries or making the moment awkward. After all, a hug can communicate warmth and affection, or unintentionally convey discomfort if mishandled. The ancient wisdom of Stoic thinkers reminds us that the power of presence, patience, and intention is what transforms ordinary moments into meaningful ones. As Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." This is exactly the mindset you want when you embrace someone, a mindful awareness of the privilege of connection. The timing of a hug is just as crucial as the hug itself, and choosing the right moment can make her feel genuinely cared for. Whether it's the joyful sparkle in her eyes when you first see her, a quiet moment of vulnerability after a tough day, or the bittersweet goodbye at the end of a wonderful encounter, each occasion calls for a hug that suits the mood. Imagine greeting her with a warm, casual hug that subtly hints you've missed her presence. It's a small gesture packed with meaning, setting the tone without overwhelming her. During emotional times, a hug becomes your silent language of support, showing her that you stand beside her, not just in good times, but through challenges too. And when parting ways, a heartfelt hug lingers in memory, gently reminding her of your connection until you meet again. But knowing when to hug is only half the battle. Equally important is reading her body language carefully, because a hug must be welcomed to be meaningful. Look for signs like steady eye contact, playful touches to her hair, or her body angled toward you. These are all signals she's comfortable and open. Conversely, if she avoids your gaze, crosses her arms, or turns away, respect her space and wait for a better moment. Approaching slowly, maintaining eye contact, and breathing deeply helps you stay calm and lets her decide whether to accept your embrace without feeling pressured. A slow, gentle approach makes the hug feel deliberate and special rather than rushed or intrusive. And if she pulls away or hesitates, gracefully step back, remembering that respect and consent are the foundations of any lasting connection. The duration of the hug is a powerful communicator of your feelings. A brief 1 or 2 second hug works perfectly for greetings or goodbyes, keeping things light and friendly, while longer embraces lasting several seconds reveal a deeper closeness and affection. Knowing when to release the hug is equally important. Often, letting go just before she does prevents awkwardness and shows attentiveness to her comfort. If she loosens her grip, take it as your cue to gently step back. Unless the moment calls for tenderness, like comforting her when she's down or following a kiss, when lingering a bit longer feels right. Adding words to your hug enriches the experience and leaves a positive emotional imprint. A simple, "so glad to see you," or "see you soon," during a hello or goodbye hug reinforces your warmth, while a congratulatory "congrats" celebrates shared joy. When she's feeling low, comforting phrases like "it'll be okay" or "I'm here for you" underscore your support. For romantic moments, whisper something sweet and genuine that reflects your feelings, letting your words melt into the embrace. Understanding different types of hugs helps you match your hug to the situation and your relationship, adding nuance and preventing missteps. The dance hug, where she wraps her arms around your neck and you hold her waist or upper back, is intimate and romantic, especially if your hands rest lower on her back. The close hug, with both of you wrapping arms around each other's waist or back, is warm and friendly, perfect for moments of shared happiness. A one-arm hug around her shoulder or neck signals camaraderie and casual friendliness, while the T-Rex hug, with hands resting low on each other's waist and heads on shoulders, feels comforting but not romantic. The cross-armed hug, where one arm goes up and one down forming an X, creates a little space and is often perfect for a kiss, combining closeness with respect for boundaries. Lastly, the hug from behind is a tender surprise for close couples, but always requires you to announce your presence so it's welcomed and not startling. Relating all this to real life, think of the times you've experienced a hug that stayed with you, the comfort it brought, or the spark it ignited. The best hugs happen when you are fully present, calm and considerate, making the other person feel seen and valued. As the great Maya Angelou once said, "People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." This is the essence of hugging like a pro, making her feel cherished in a way that resonates long after you part. So, take these tips, be mindful and intentional, and watch how your hugs become moments she thinks about all day long. Now, I invite you to share your own experiences or thoughts on hugging. What's worked for you? What moments have stayed with you? Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. Benefits of hugging. 1. Hugging is far more than a fleeting act of affection. It's a profound language of connection that reaches deep into both our physical and emotional selves. When you embrace someone, especially a woman you care about, you ignite a cascade of physiological responses that reinforce trust and intimacy. The release of oxytocin, often referred to as the love hormone, floods the brain, nurturing a sense of safety, belonging, and emotional warmth that lingers long after the hug ends. This is the essence of hugging like a pro, understanding that it's not just about the physical act, but the lasting impression it leaves on her heart and mind, making her think about you all day long. The Old Stoic wisdom teaches us to be present in every action, to bring intention and calm to our gestures, and hugging is no exception. When you hug with purpose, you communicate a silent message of steadiness and genuine care, qualities that resonate deeply with anyone seeking connection in a world often distracted by superficiality. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In hugging, be that good man, not just physically holding her, but holding her emotions, her trust, and her sense of being valued. To hug like a pro, start by grounding yourself in the moment. Let go of distractions and focus fully on her presence. Your embrace should feel like a shelter, a moment of respite from the chaos outside. Think of your arms not just as a physical barrier, but as a source of calm and protection, allowing her to relax and open up. The duration matters. A hug too brief can feel rushed or insincere, while one that lingers gently but confidently tells her she is cherished and safe. Remember, the best hugs don't need words. They convey volumes through silence and touch, much like the way Stoicism teaches us to express strength through quiet action rather than loud proclamation. As Seneca reminded us, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. When hugging, be fully present and let the moment communicate your genuine affection. In real life, these principles translate into being mindful, not just in your hugs, but in all your interactions. Women remember how you make them feel more than what you say, and a hug is a powerful non-verbal message. It is the difference between a mechanical gesture and an artful expression of care. When you hug with intention and authenticity, you become a man who understands that emotional connection is built on small, meaningful moments. Think about the last time you received a hug that made you feel truly seen and appreciated, how that feeling stayed with you long after. That's the impact you can have if you approach hugging with the wisdom of the ancients and the heart of a present, attentive man. As the philosopher Epictetus wisely advised, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Decide to be the man who gives hugs that resonate deeply, and act accordingly. Your hugs are not just fleeting touches, but seeds of emotional resonance, planting feelings of trust and affection that bloom throughout the day. This is why mastering the art of hugging can transform your relationships, making her carry thoughts of you in a warm embrace, even when you're apart. So I invite you now to share your experiences. What kinds of hugs have moved you the most? And how do you think a better hug could deepen your connection? Your insights can help others learn how to become masters of this simple yet profound gesture. Remember, like all great skills, hugging with true presence and intention takes practice, but the rewards, a stronger bond, deeper emotional intimacy, and making her think about you long after the moment passes. 2. Hugging is much more than a simple gesture of affection. It's a powerful way to deepen emotional connections and create lasting bonds that resonate far beyond the moment itself. When you hug someone, especially a woman you care about, it's not just skin on skin. It's an unspoken language that conveys warmth, security, and presence. The ancient wisdom passed down through generations reminds us that a genuine embrace is a silent story told without words, where every second holds meaning. One remarkable benefit that often goes unnoticed is how hugging actively reduces stress by lowering cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. In our relentless modern world, where demands seem endless and pressure constantly mounts, this calming effect is like a secret weapon for maintaining mental clarity and emotional balance. Imagine this. When you pull her close in a hug, your bodies synchronize in a shared rhythm that naturally relaxes both of you, creating a safe space amid life's chaos. It's not just about the physical act, but the intention behind it, being fully present, grounded, and sincere. This mindful presence sends a message far more profound than words ever could, making her think about you throughout the day, feeling that warmth and comfort long after you part. The Old Stoics teach us the power of deliberate action and emotional control. Hugging like a pro means embodying that calm strength, showing that your affection is steady and unwavering. To master this, focus on slow, deliberate movements, allowing the embrace to linger just enough to convey genuine care without rushing. Think of it as a dance of energy, where your touch speaks volumes about your respect and understanding of her needs. In today's digital age, where quick texts and fleeting emojis often replace real connection, a well-executed hug stands out as a rare moment of authentic intimacy, something she will cherish and remember. So, when you next have the chance to embrace her, do so with intention and awareness, knowing that your hug is not only a bridge to her heart, but also a balm for both your souls in a world that rarely slows down. By embracing this timeless wisdom and blending it with modern mindfulness, you elevate the simple hug into a powerful ritual that strengthens your relationship and leaves an indelible impression, making her carry your presence with her long after you've parted ways. 3. Beyond the surface of simple comfort, hugging is a powerful act that reaches deep into your core and rewires your very biology. It's not just an emotional balm, it's a medicine for your heart. Science proves what wise men have always known. A genuine embrace lowers your blood pressure and slows your heart rate, building a fortress around your cardiovascular health. This is not trivial. A hug is not merely a gesture. It's a strategic move in the battle for your longevity and vitality. When you wrap your arms around someone, you command calmness in your body, you summon peace in your mind, and you fortify your life. The ancient Stoics understood the strength in restraint and presence. They would say the power lies not just in the hug, but in the intent behind it. Marcus Aurelius might remind you, the soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts. If your thoughts embrace love, strength, and presence, your soul and body follow. Every hug you give or receive is a declaration of control over your health and emotions, a bold statement that you refuse to let stress or disconnection weaken you. In a world spinning faster than ever, where isolation lurks behind every screen and superficial contact is the norm, mastering the art of a hug makes you stand out. It makes her think about you all day long because you are not just touching her body, you are anchoring yourself in her heart and mind. The way you hug reveals your inner power and calm. It is the silent language of a man who owns his emotions, who knows that true strength is shown through vulnerability, wielded with precision. Don't just hug, hug like a pro. Hug to send a message. You are present, you are confident, and you are unforgettable. Let the warmth of your arms be the fortress she can always return to, the moment she remembers when life feels cold and relentless. This is your chance to turn a simple embrace into an unforgettable experience, to imprint yourself on her memory and to fortify your own health at the same time. As the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche said, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger." Each hug makes you stronger, stronger in body, mind, and connection. So don't hesitate. Command your presence. Own your moment. Master the hug that changes everything. If you want to become the man who leaves a lasting impression, who brings calm and power into a chaotic world, then start here, with the simple, powerful act of a hug. Like this message, if you believe true strength comes from mastery of the small moments. Comment below with your own experience of a hug that changed everything for you, and subscribe now to unlock more wisdom that will elevate your life to the next level. You are not average. You are not ordinary. You are a man who commands life, and it starts with how you hold her close. 4. Hugging is far more than a simple gesture. It is a powerful act deeply rooted in both emotional connection and physical well-being, especially for men between 35 and 70 who seek to master the art of affectionate presence and leave a lasting impression. When you embrace someone with intention and warmth, you're not only creating a moment of profound closeness, but also unlocking a remarkable physiological benefit, the strengthening of your immune system. Stress hormones like cortisol, which flood our bodies during moments of anxiety or pressure, are significantly reduced through the simple act of hugging, allowing your body to respond more effectively to threats like illnesses and infections. This connection between emotional comfort and physical health echoes the wisdom of the Stoics, who taught that mastering one's emotions leads to a stronger, healthier self. Marcus Aurelius, a revered Stoic philosopher, once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Here, the impediment might be stress or disconnection, but by choosing to embrace, you transform that obstacle into an opportunity for healing and deeper bond. Real life teaches us that such intentional physical touch creates ripples beyond the immediate moment. It helps forge trust and signals safety to the brain, reinforcing your presence in someone's mind long after the hug ends. Think of the last time a heartfelt hug from a loved one stayed with you, comforting and reminding you of your importance. It's that same impact you can create. Practically, when you hug like a pro, it's not just about wrapping your arms around someone, but about being fully present, breathing in sync, and letting the embrace linger just long enough to communicate unspoken feelings of support, care, and security. This is the kind of a hug that leaves her thinking about you all day long, rooted in the old Stoic wisdom that meaningful actions resonate beyond words. As Ralph Waldo Emerson noted, "To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded." So embrace the power of the hug, not merely as a formality, but as an essential tool to build emotional intimacy and physical health. I encourage you to try this with those closest to you and notice how your relationships deepen and your own resilience grows. Share your experiences and thoughts in the comments below. How has a simple hug changed the course of your day or relationship? Your insights might inspire others to reconnect with this timeless practice. 5. Hugging is far more than a simple gesture. It is a profound form of communication that transcends words and reaches deep into the human soul, providing invaluable emotional comfort that every man should understand and master. When you embrace someone, especially a woman you care about, you're not just closing physical distance. You are offering a sanctuary of safety and belonging that can dissolve feelings of loneliness, anxiety, and sadness. Think of a hug as a silent conversation where your warmth and presence become a powerful language all their own, one that speaks louder than any spoken word ever could. In a world that often feels chaotic and disconnected, where genuine human connection can sometimes be fleeting, a well-timed, heartfelt hug becomes a precious anchor, reminding her that she is seen, valued, and never truly alone. This echoes the old Stoic wisdom that teaches us the power of presence and the importance of acting with intention. A hug delivered with sincerity and steadiness can imprint an unforgettable memory that lingers throughout her day, making her think of you in moments of quiet reflection. To hug like a pro, you must go beyond just wrapping your arms around someone. It's about tuning into her emotional state and responding with genuine empathy, creating an atmosphere where vulnerability feels safe. In our modern, fast-paced lives, where screens often replace face-to-face interaction, the simple act of a warm, deliberate hug can become a rare gift, bridging the emotional gaps that digital communication can never fill. Imagine the difference it makes when you pause, look her in the eyes, and pull her close, not hurriedly, but with a calm and confident steadiness that radiates calm and reassurance. This is the kind of hug that says, "I am here and you matter." It's a reminder that amidst the noise and distractions, your presence is a steady, grounding force she can rely on. Old stories and metaphors from Stoic philosophy emphasize the strength found in calm endurance and mindful action, which are perfectly embodied in the act of hugging. Just like a tree that stands firm in the storm, your embrace should convey unwavering support and quiet strength. It's this deep, unspoken message that can transform a simple hug into a lasting emotional imprint. When she feels this in your hug, it ignites a lasting sense of comfort and trust, making her think of you long after you part ways. The warmth and steadiness you offer linger in her heart and mind, becoming a subtle but powerful presence in her day. In practice, this means you should be fully present, free of distractions and rushed motions, when you hug. Let your arms be a refuge, your heartbeat a rhythm she can align with. Don't rush the moment. Allow the hug to last just a little longer than expected, enough to convey your genuine care without overwhelming her. This thoughtful approach reflects an old Stoic principle that the quality of our actions, not the quantity, defines their impact. When you hug like this, you are not only comforting her, but also demonstrating emotional intelligence and maturity, qualities that deepen connection and respect. In today's world, where authenticity is treasured, yet often scarce, this ability to connect physically and emotionally with intention sets you apart, making your presence unforgettable. Ultimately, hugging like a pro is about mastering the art of emotional resonance, creating a moment where she feels cherished and protected. It's a timeless lesson from ancient wisdom that remains as relevant today as ever, teaching us that true strength lies not in grand gestures, but in quiet, meaningful acts of connection. By embracing this mindset, you make your hugs more than a fleeting touch. They become powerful tools that make her think about you all day long, carrying the warmth of your presence into every moment she faces alone. If something in this message spoke to a part of you that words alone cannot reach, consider staying connected. Your thoughts, your questions, and your reflections matter. So leave a comment below. Share this video with someone who might be standing on the edge of their own inner transformation. And if the journey we're exploring here aligns with your own, subscribing is one small way to walk this path together.